Hey, welcome back to the Gadget Spot.
Yo, yo, yo!
Heidi ho!
Whoa, you're so full of energy.
Yeah, I've been saving that up.
Oh, nice.
Like it's been like years. Like how long have we been doing this? It's like it's kind of like mining cryptocurrency that I finally got.
Oh,
one.
you had to bring cryptocurrency into
Yeah,
it.
I did. Yeah, I did. So I saved that up. I mined that. Yo, yo, yo! Oh, see, it wasn't that good that time.
that wasn't
Yeah.
good. The first one,
That felt forced.
Yeah.
first one was better.
Anyway, I just spent it on you guys.
You know what?
There you
I
go.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I feel special.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Gadget Spot where we talk about tech gadgets and video games. And
under the table shenanigans.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
Come here, Tony.
Keep that big
I'll
toe. Keep
tell you how to
that.
feel.
Keep that thing.
Owen,
Keep that
hello,
away from me,
buddy.
dude. It's so long. Your toe is so big.
It's like half his foot decided to be a hobbit, and the other half, I don't know.
you
it just gave up.
You're the most unique-footed person I know.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I'm like a Jiffy Lube located in a Nordstrom rack.
There you go.
Is your brain located in your big toe?
No.
But that would be a great place to put it.
I
since
know.
it's so big.
No
I
one
know,
would
a Jiffy
know.
Lube in a Nordstrom rack? How has nobody thought of it?
You'd end up with oily clothes.
Well,
It's a feature.
You're already there. You're a Nordstrom rack.
That's a feature.
All
shop
right,
at Nordstrom Rack.
let's go ahead and introduce the panel. Owen.
Hey there.
And remember, this is a game episode.
All right, right. So, hey, my name's Owen.
I totally
Nice.
derailed. Totally
You
derailed
just
your
took
train of
you
thought.
took it, and I'm like, what games have I been playing? Oh crap, I don't know. And then here I am trying to remember my Twitter handle. It's at Techno, and you can follow me there. I'm always watching. Anyway, that is all. No, the games I've been playing. So, I picked up and started the Link, the new Zelda game, not the new Zelda game, like I said last time. The new to me.
The old new Zelda
I'm going to
game.
call this the Twyman mentality Zelda game.
Yeah.
Because Twyman taught me that I can still enjoy
Or you
old
could-
technology.
You could just say Breath of the Wild.
Okay, I could say that. Yeah, I picked
That's a
up.
lot easier.
Listen to this. I picked up the new Zelda game, or I picked up the Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. Then
Oh.
we know exactly what you're talking
Okay,
about.
fine, whatever. That's really logical. Yeah, so I picked up. I started. I put that in, and started it. I played about an hour. It was good.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah, it's a good game.
You'll get far enough into it, though, where you kind of just decide, I'm done.
I hope not.
But you might not. I mean, some people don't. I know some
I'm a
people
grinder.
that love it all the way.
I'm a grinder in video games. Don't get that wrong, Grinder Nation. I know you're out there somewhere, but
Grinder Nation? What?
they're out there. I don't know. I just thought I'd give them a name.
Is this a thing?
I don't know. It might be. It might be trying to.
And how can I join?
Jaren pretends like he doesn't know what you're talking about.
Every time I say the word grinder, the app has stolen the magic of that word. I am a game grinder, meaning I don't mind the monotony of a game sometimes.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so
there you go.
So this game might be for me.
Yeah.
Anyway, it
In
feels
that- in
like
that
that.
aspect.
It feels like it might be. The one thing I don't like is the breaking of weapons. I'm a hoarder, and so
Yeah.
when things break, I'm like, I'm not going to use it. 'cause it's gonna
Prepare for a
break.
lot of that.
That's going to bug you the entire game through. That will bother you.
It's okay if they break. Just let us repair it or
Yeah.
something, you know?
You
No,
know,
I don't like degradation of weapons, even the Fallout series.
but it's a
I'm never been
random.
fan.
It's a random drop.
Yeah. That's
So
the
if
thing.
it's random,
So you have this awesome sword or
That
this
randomly
awesome bow,
dropped.
and you're like, well, this is too awesome to use right
yeah.
now.
I know it's like too awesome to use ever because you just want to keep it so it won't break.
Because it
Even
was
the-
randomly
even
dropped,
the
and I don't know if
Master
I'll
Sword
ever get it
was out.
back. I know you can fix that though, right?
It just recharges.
Okay, good.
basically. Yeah, if they had some sort of mechanic, and hopefully in the new Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel, which they're actually doing, I don't know what's going to come out though. They don't have a release date. Maybe they'll put something in there to either A, repair the weapon, or maybe B, it'll have a meter that you can see, oh, this weapon's about to break, so I
Hold
can
off.
fix it.
Oh, right.
You know,
Do you have the ability to repair?
no.
Oh.
No.
That's what I mean. If you could fix it before it broke, I'd even just take that, but it'd be best if you could do that and fix
Like
it
do it with
after
other
it broke.
like materials. So like you have a metal sword that you really like, just break down other metal swords. I mean, they have the cooking pot.
Yeah,
there,
you
Right.
can cook.
Or how about it not break at all? It just becomes less effective.
I'd like
Yeah.
that as well.
Yeah.
That's
That's
the,
what I'm used to.
That's the Skyrim Fallout.
That's the Ultima Online method.
Yeah, method of RPGs.
Love that game.
You got the
You're-
1,000-yard stare when you said that video game.
Yeah, I felt it.
So
I'm
is that,
feeling it over here.
you been playing anything else?
No, that's it for me.
All right, Jaren.
Hi, I'm Jaren. You can find me on Twitter at Jaren. And I have had a pretty good week as far as video games go. So Jedi Knight on Switch, they released the inverted patch. And so I played a bit of that.
Unnecessary.
Completely necessary.
100%
So,
necessary.
when we read Bob's review a few weeks back, I have to echo his comments that it's extremely hard on Switch, but not on PC, because they don't do any sort of auto-aiming.
No
At all.
auto aim assist.
No.
Ooh.
So yeah, games with joysticks, they kind of trick you into thinking you're aiming well, and they slightly auto aim if
Yep,
you're close.
All of them do that,
This one does not.
except for that one.
And they gimp you even more with the first blaster you get. It's the Stormtrooper blaster, and since Stormtroopers can't hit a thing, they make this blaster not go straight when you
Wait,
shoot
really?
it. Yeah, on purpose. And so for some reason, although Stormtroopers can hit you really easily, but it's nearly impossible to hit them with.
You got a broken one.
So the only way to progress in this game is just to strafe left and right, and then they can't hit you. But the problem is you can't hit them either. So you have to strafe
All just
left and
random
right.
and
Yeah.
just fire in
Yeah,
that direction.
Exactly. And then about 2 or 3 minutes later, you end up killing somebody.
Oh my gosh.
And they place
Unfortunately, it wasn't the person you were aiming for.
and they place these
Shut up,
stormtroopers
that was funny.
everywhere. They place these stormtroopers everywhere. You go into a room, and by all accounts, it looks like you should go left because that's where the light is. No, there's a stormtrooper behind you shooting at you. Just one, because he's hanging out in the corner for some strange reason.
His name's Bill. He's a kind of a nice
Getting a
guy.
drink. with aiming with that game, so you just have to remember there is no spoon. You just don't aim.
So they have gyro aiming, but it's impossible to gyro aim as you're strafing left and right
Right.
because you're
Yeah,
moving.
That makes sense.
So you can gyro aim and get hit, or you can just hope for the best and pray that you hit somebody. So anyway, that's the experience there.
So after you die, what's the reload time? Because I would choose one or the other.
Well,
Just die and respawn.
the reload time is really good, but there are no checkpoints.
Oh,
That
game's not for me.
No, there was one at the very beginning of the level. So you have to go into the menu and save. There's no quick save, so you have to save like every.
Oh.
Yeah, it's rough.
Dude, that game checks you, man. It
Back
takes you
to-
back to the 90s.
back to
where
the
But-
90s.
you were your own autosave.
Thing is, on PC there was a button to quick save.
Yeah, the quick save's been around for a long
Yeah.
time.
But despite that, I still had fun with it. Jedi Knight, the original on PC, the JFGFX mod, JKGFX mod version 0.3 came out. So this updates the looks of the original Jedi Knight to like super sharp textures, updated character models. It looks really good. Adds like post effects like
Well,
screen space ambient occlusion.
Really good for a 20-year-old game.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it makes it look, I think, just as good or maybe better than Jedi Outcast because it adds post effects in there.
Interesting.
So it looks pretty cool. I would check that out if you have it on the PC, or if you don't, buy it because it's like super cheap. Battlefront 2, that's my old standby, and then I got Outer Worlds because that's on the Game Pass.
Ultimate Pass.
Yeah, that game is really cool.
What kind of game is it?
It's an RPG. It's
Dude, it's Obsidian.
Get
Basically Fallout New Vegas, but their own IP.
yeah. So
What?
I'm told
Yeah.
it's a blend between Fallout New Vegas, which I never played, and Mass Effect, which I did play.
What's it called again?
The Outer Worlds.
Yep, Outer Worlds, and it looks pretty good. It's kind of heavy. I'm running at 4K, everything maxed out, and I dip to like 55 FPS sometimes. So it's kind of heavy, but it's a really cool game, really interesting setting, and the gameplay is really fun. And there's a lot of concessions to what I feel are older gamers. It's really easy to learn, really easy to just end whenever you want and pick it back up and remember what you're doing.
Nice.
So yeah, check that out. It's an awesome game. Came out at the same time as Modern Warfare, so I think it kind of got buried.
Yeah. But it's also scoring very high.
It
I
is.
think its average score is above 8.5.
Yeah, it is very cool. So if you have Game Pass, for sure,
that's-
just download it.
And that's the problem I have right now is we'll get to what I'm playing, and I wish I had time to play that game too.
There's too many good games.
Exactly.
And then my favorite so far, Control. I love that game. It is awesome. It is so fun.
I need to overlook the terrible character models and just play it.
Not all character models are terrible, but there are a good chunk. But luckily, you don't interface with the character models too much.
Okay.
Once you get going. But the gameplay, it's just the forced powers because
Super cool.
they're basically force powers.
Yeah.
They're super fun and super fun to kill people or the hiss, whatever they call themselves.
Now, do you ever get a new weapon, or is it just modifications to your pistol?
It's basically a new weapon. So I got a shotgun mod.
Oh, okay.
So it turns into a shotgun, even
All
though it looks the same.
Cool.
It kind of wobbles differently. But yeah, so there's a lot of weapon choices, a lot of powers you can get. Pretty good
Oh, that's way
upgrade
cool.
tree.
And it looks gorgeous,
Yeah.
aside from the character models.
Yay.
Yeah. So
Gotta add
that's
this
it for
on my
me.
list.
Nice. James,
Hey.
introduce yourself. What have you been playing?
I'm on Twitter, JDD Jensen. So I'm kind of on a little bit of a Switch spree right now. I'm still in the midst of filming that video that I was telling you guys about, 6 games for 60 minutes with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
So far, we've done Zelda Breath of the Wild. Forgot what the second one was. And then I attempted Doom with her. She made me turn it off 10 minutes in, and we did Borderlands 3 for her.
Is she too scared of it? Or
No,
what?
she didn't like all the blood.
Oh,
So,
that's like the best part of Doom.
and then
The gore.
last night I just recorded. What game was it?
Did you do Cuphead?
That's next.
Okay.
Prepare to be
What
disappointed.
did we do yesterday? Oh, Super Smash Brothers.
Smash. Nice.
And then I'm going to do Cuphead next, which is by far the hardest game on the list. And then last but not least is going to be Stardew Valley. So it's going to be fun. So that being said, I'm kind of going through a little bit more of a Switch renaissance, and I have been playing
Switch-a-sons.
Switch-a-sance. That almost sounds like a rap group. What's up? Switch-a-sance here. Who's your boy? Smash that like button. So I've been playing Mario Maker 2 lately. I've never really played any of the Mario Maker games. I'm not into creating the levels, but here we are. And then I picked up Zelda Link's Awakening.
Oh, I thought you were absolutely not going to get that because it cost $60.
Yeah, I caved pretty easy. It's a good thing none of my friends did drugs. I'm so happy they didn't. Okay,
How's that one going?
it's a 1-to-1 remake, man. It's so good. The quality of life improvements that they've made for this game are just phenomenal. Like the fact that before, if I'm not mistaken, there was only one place that would give you hints. Now it's all over the map. They've added additional warp points. Just the fact that you don't have to go to the edge of the screen, and then there's that. Even though it's only like a second, but for it to switch from like one screen to the next screen.
Yeah, like tiles, kind of.
Yeah, the fact that they've just made it 100% fluid makes traveling from one area to the next just that much easier.
Nice.
The downsides are you realize just how small of a game it is. It's not a big game at all. Like
Oh.
I'm probably going to beat
Really?
it in the next like 5 hours. Yeah. So I'm coming up on the Eagle Temple. I think it's called. I don't.
Well, how long have you played so far?
Oh, 5-6 hours.
So it's about a 10-hour
yeah,
game.
about a 10-hour game.
I'd pay $30 for that.
Yeah, that's
I'll
my
get it
issue.
when
Is
it's on
it's
sale.
it's worth half the price. But that being said, they completely redid everything as far as like graphics. I think you've seen that.
Yeah, it has a really cool kind of scale model aesthetic.
Yeah.
They look like little plastic and clay models and,
that's why
dioramas and stuff like that.
So I've never actually bought any of these in real life, but I broke down. I finally bought an amiibo, the little
yeah.
Link's
the-
Awakening
Yep,
amiibo.
NFC
little NFC tag little guy.
statues, yeah.
Yeah.
Little figures.
He's the cutest little guy ever. He's so adorable. He's just sitting up on my shelf now because apparently I'm the collector, so that's how I roll.
You've collected one.
And that's where I'm going to stop, considering I paid $17 for him.
Yeah,
so
they're not cheap.
no, they're not, and I'm never going to use them for what his intended purpose is. So I have played a little bit of the mini game in it that is the Dungeon Creator. Like I said, I'm not big into Mario Maker as far as like the making aspect of it. I like playing user-made levels.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, this is kind of like a Zelda dungeon making light, in as much as how much do you know about that so far?
The Dungeon Maker?
Yeah.
Not a whole lot, other than it's just you make dungeons and you use assets from the game.
Yeah. So, I mean, the rooms are just separated in like 2 entrances, 3 entrances, whatever. And
Yeah.
it starts by a default, like, I don't know, like a 6x6 or an 8x8 tile.
You can put like locks on doors and keys and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So it's fun. It definitely has a lot of limitations, considering you have to make rooms that have already been made, that you've already played through. It's fun. I'm going to give that game a solid 8.5 out of 10.
Oh, that's still really good.
It's good. The tilt shift on it is really annoying. I don't like that at all, where they blur the top and the bottom of the screen. I don't know if that's because of graphics or what, but that is something else that I've noticed is when I'm playing in handheld mode and I'm coming into an area that either has a lot of grass or a lot of like sprites that are moving on the screen, there's a lot of lag.
Slow down.
Yeah. Anywho, so I've been playing those 2 games. They've been a lot of fun. I'm probably going to sell Zelda Mario Maker 2 here this week, and just not my bread and butter.
Yeah.
And I did pick up Overwatch, but then I sent it back because of the whole Hong Kong thing.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Way
actually,
to stand for something.
I in my email that I wrote to Nintendo, I'm like, this is literally the least I can do, but it is the only thing that I actually have control over.
Did you play it at all?
I played it for probably like 3-4 hours. I really like Overwatch. I'm a big fan of Overwatch, and ever since I got rid of my Xbox One, I don't really want to play it on the computer. I don't like playing shooters on the computer because everybody's so freaking good at them.
Truth.
Yeah.
All right.
The
Not
one time I played Overwatch on the PC, it was like a couple months ago. I hadn't played it in months. I dominated. I killed everyone. I got first place.
Were you playing against bots?
No,
Probably.
no, it was real people. And you know, like the random time you just do amazing. You don't know why. Oh man. So I resolved never to play it again after that.
You're like, I'm going to go out on top
Yep,
right here.
going
Boom,
out
boom,
on
boom,
top.
boom.
That's why I quit Titanfall 2.
Because you won.
I had a really, really, really good match and was like,
done.
put this down, and that's it. That was the last game I'll ever play.
He framed that controller. It's still up on his wall.
Tell my
It's
kids I
amazing.
played the amazing game.
But what's interesting is Nintendo. I actually screenshotted the little conversation that I had with them because they're like, normally we don't do this, but for this we're making a special exception.
Oh, so
because
you
it was
bought
a digital.
digital.
Yeah, it was a digital download.
They'll make a special exception once.
Oh, will they?
Yeah.
No, I swear I already did that with another game.
Oh,
I don't
that's right. You
remember.
did.
It was,
Not
Chrono. It's a sequel.
I can't remember.
Splatoon 2?
No, it was.
I did it with Splatoon
It was a
2.
JRPG.
What was it?
I don't remember. It was.
Xenoblade?
No.
I had that one and I ended up selling it. I couldn't
Xenoblade?
get into it. I gave it a good 5 or 6 hours.
Egg
and
was
it just-
way into that
Oh
one.
yeah, he loves it, and I gave it a good 5 or 6 hours. It just wasn't for me.
I like JRPGs for the most part, but man, this one, it was the voice acting. It was the main character they had as like a Irish person.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Anywho,
Any more games?
so no, but
All
we have a
right.
host. His name is Tony, and he plays games.
I play games. Check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony or every week also on the Geek Show podcast. I've been playing quite a bit the last, what would it be, like the last 2 weeks or so. I put a couple, like hour and a half or so into Control, and then I got fed up with how ugly the character models looked, and I'm going to give that a pass and go back to it.
Come on.
I bought a Switch Lite.
Get out for
Yeah,
real?
and I think I talked about it last episode,
Yeah, you did.
but now I've actually put time into it.
Yeah, we just opened it and looked at
and
it.
it
was
is
neat.
fantastic. If
Why?
you don't play on your TV with your Switch, I recommend a Switch Lite because it's lighter. It's slightly longer battery than the original Switch. The screen is a little bit smaller, but it's also a little bit sharper as a result.
Do you feel like so you
It
don't
just-
play on a pro controller now, do you?
No,
Yeah, so you play with just
Yeah.
the
Do
Do you
handheld.
still
Yeah.
have your other Switch, or
I
did you
do.
get rid of
I do.
it?
I need to sell it.
So now you have two Switches.
I do.
You know what they say? You get one more, and then you win.
You win?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I played a fair amount of Diablo 3 on it actually over the last 2 weeks, and while I was traveling for a vacation, and what a good game!
Diablo 3?
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you actually sit and watch the story?
No, I've already played it through completion on PS4.
Speaking of standing up to Blizzard,
Oh yeah. Way
Well,
to go!
I bought
Tony.
that one before they were terrible. They were only kind of terrible by then.
We need to come back around. We need to circle back around and talk to that in a minute.
But yeah, it's. I highly recommend the Switch Lite after using it for the last 2 weeks. If you don't play your Switch on TV at all, it is the way to go because it feels nice and solid in the hand. And what?
Nothing.
What?
It feels nice
he's
and
just-
solid in the hand. I totally. Well, how could I have misconstrued that? How in the world?
I don't know. Get your mind out of the gutter.
All right, let's talk about more solid hand.
What else?
do you want a handy?
No.
Like Owen?
Hey, we're past that.
So let's see. And then, of course, I've been playing Borderlands 3. I'm playing through my second playthrough as a new character. This time as Amara, the Siren, and I'm about
Is it different?
a third. No, it's
Just gameplay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't even pay attention to the cutscenes anymore. I just I
Weapons different per character, so maybe that's fun too.
well, they finally.
well,
or,
there's
are they universal?
weapons are different no matter what you do because there's over 1 billion gun variations.
Yeah, it's procedurally generated.
Oh,
at a
right
point.
on.
But the dialogue, though.
The dialogue
you
is a
done
little bit
Zane yet?
different. I haven't done Zane yet.
Ah, his dialogue is the best.
Yeah, I've heard his is really good. So when I play through as him, I'll actually pay attention again.
There's been multiple times where I loll by myself, and that doesn't happen.
And so that's been a lot of fun. And then, of course, I've been doing Modern Warfare because I reviewed that last episode, and that game is fantastic. And then I think that's it. So So here's the thing, though, is we'll talk about this in a minute. There's so many new good games out right now. But before we get to that,
Would you say too many?
I would almost. And this is after a bunch of game delays. There's still too many good games, and we're going to talk about that too.
I know, and the new Star Wars is coming out. I don't know what I'm going to do with
What are you
myself.
gonna do?
Have you seen the concept art for that new game?
Looks good.
Let's hit up our awesome Patreon backers first. And
We have an email, too,
and
right?
We have an email.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So Patreon is a chance for you guys to donate, to tip us if you like us. It's like a digital tip jar. So go to patreon.com/GadgetSpot.
You nailed that.
Thank you. And if you donate $6 or more, we read your name now. So thank you to AJ Jasper, David Roshinsky, and Aaron Young, Dick Messerly, Josh Sidaway, Splinter, Hardware, Adam Hecht, Ryan Baker, Aaron Faulkner, Game Malaise, Adam Foote, Spencer Knowlton, Borderlands 3, well worth the wait,
Yeah.
Ryan, Michael Beck, Jeffrey Kale, Roger Allen, Austin Beauregard, Conrad Southworth. Thank you guys.
Beauregard.
There it is. All right. Thank you so much, Patreon backers. You are the best. Okay, we got an email too.
Who wants to read
it?
it?
Owen
I got
got
an
it?
email. I got an email out.
Do it.
We got this from. It's kind of skewed because it came through our website just a little bit. Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
This is from Ryan. Ryan McQueen. Thank you for writing.
That is such a dope last name, by the way.
McQueen.
Coming from somebody who has kind of a, so-so last name, having a name like McQueen.
What are you talking about? Jensen's awesome.
Yeah. Having a name like James Jensen and trying to open a bank account.
No, it's like a superhero name. You got the alliteration. It's great.
Yep. JJ. We maybe start calling you JJ.
Let's not.
I like that. I think it's either ADD for ADDs for JDDs for ADD
JJ.
or
If
we
we're
call you JJ. Which one do you want?
Jaron Jr.?
If we're not calling him,
Bam.
if we're-
I
JJ.
washed my hands.
if we're not calling him, if we're using a nickname, we're using Excitable James.
No!
Oh, it's back. It came
Not
back.
again.
It came back. Look
I
at that.
forgot
resume.
about
I'm not
that.
as excited anymore.
I don't know about that.
More like tired James.
Yeah. Game of life.
Sleepy
Anyway,
James.
Ryan McQueen writes in. He says, let me find the beginning of the. Here we go. His the subject here is Black Friday.
Well, I thought clearing your throat was part of the email.
Nope. Black Friday. He says, Black Friday gaming PC build.
Oh.
Guys, any thoughts on shopping for components this coming Black Friday to buy a good gaming PC? Interested in hearing what you may look for and where. Thanks again, and love your show.
Oh, thanks, Ryan. Man, buying PC components is just so.
Do you find I've never
it's
shopped
such-
for Black Friday deals
it-
for PC components?
it's
New
such
Egg
a,
is always go-to stuff.
it's such a deep lake to dive into. Just buying PC components in general, and then to add the added layer of trying to do it on Black Friday.
And make sure you get it before it's sold out. Make sure that the deal actually goes through.
Oh man,
Dude, you can't
It sounds hard
You can't
to
go
do.
wrong with like slickdeals.com setting price alerts, but make sure you do
Yeah.
it early. That way you can actually.
So the main thing you're going to want to do if you're going to buy PC components on Black Friday is you want to decide what components
What
you
you're
want to
looking
get
for.
first.
What are the big ones you would look for? I assume
Yep.
proc, mem, and graphics card.
Yeah.
Do you ever find
I don't-
graphics card on Black Friday deals?
Not really.
Yeah. I was going to say
see
that
a lot of these, a couple of these things, you're just not going to see
Yeah.
a screaming deal on. Like graphics card, more than likely, you're not going to see a screaming deal on that. You probably will be able to find a good deal on like a motherboard CPU combo.
Or power
A
supplies
power
I've seen.
Yeah, I'll bet you get
Yeah.
a good deal on a power supply and
Check eBay for power supplies. Be sure to get new.
yeah, don't get used.
Get new. But eBay, I found, has some pretty good deals on power supplies.
And then RAM right now is really cheap anyway. So I don't know if you're going to find a better deal than what you might find just on Slick Deals, your
Yeah.
average day on RAM.
Well, I mean, you might find like the 2-for-1, right? Like maybe like a 16 gig pack times 2. I don't. What kind of Black Friday deals
maybe.
do you see for memory typically?
Usually just like an extra 10 or 15 bucks off the kit,
right.
kind of a thing. Nothing too crazy. And then, yeah, so that's going to be our, or at least my main suggestion. I'll bet you guys probably agree is decide what you want to buy before Black Friday.
Right.
And if you see something that isn't what you were looking for, chances are, don't worry about it. You might have maybe a higher spec machine as well that you want to spec out and look for those parts, because sometimes you might get lucky and like maybe say you were trying to get an i5, you're looking for a good deal on an i5, and then boom, Black Friday arrives, and all of a sudden you don't find that good of a deal on an i5, but you do find a really good deal on an i7.
Yeah,
Don't be afraid to spend a little extra and get better parts.
Well, and sometimes when you also think if you're going to build your PC, which he said to buy a good gaming PC. So maybe he's looking for like a pre-build, like Alienware or something like that.
Okay,
you might be able to find those on
Yep.
a Black Friday deal, but you're definitely going to want to watch.
I think that takes the fun out of it.
Build
your own.
Yeah, building your own is fun, but that's the thing is you might find a really good deal on an Alienware or a CyberPower PC or something like that.
Already built.
Yeah, already built. And if you know what you're looking for spec wise, same thing. Know what you're looking for spec wise, and if you see a good deal, pull the trigger.
Is it wise to go in with a price limit too?
Absolutely. You know, that's like going gambling. You tell yourself how much you're going to lose or win, and you got to walk away at that point.
But yeah, build it out and see what it would cost normally for
Yeah.
the specs you want. And if you find something close that's at that price or lower,
Yeah,
then
I'd say go for it, because the bigger manufacturers like that get better deals than we do on parts, so they can afford to sell things that would appear to be a loss,
right?
Even though they're not.
Well, and they'll do it seasonally. They'll do it for Black Friday.
Exactly.
Once a year, they'll do it to get their brand out there, and then the price will go back up to whatever they've marked it up to, and you'll definitely be able to build a cheaper PC after Black Friday. But for getting a deal on something that's pre-built, then for those bigger companies, you usually go. Those are the places you usually find something for Black Friday.
Slick Deals is just a crazy place leading up to Black Friday. So price alerts everywhere, man.
Yeah,
just,
put price
just set those up.
Definitely, that's a great suggestion.
Yep.
Live and die by the Slick Deals. That's the way
and they're
we
quick
roll.
too. They are so quick. Sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing is if you get an alert on something that you want, especially around Black Friday, you got to jump on it like that,
and
because it will sell out quick.
You got to have your prices and your kind of what you're looking for set spec wise. Like if you see if you're looking for these specific specs on a motherboard, it needs to have these ports, or looking for this sock or whatever.
Yep.
Set that up and get ready, and then you kind of have to. I don't think I would save all my shopping for the day of Black Friday, because a lot of the stuff kind of leaks out or comes out or before or the day after.
And then not to mention you have quote Cyber Monday end quote, which is like the online shopping day of the year or whatever.
Right.
So pretty much that whole 7 days surrounding Thanksgiving, you're going to find a lot of really good deals.
Right.
And it's gotten to the point in my experience that they, if you see a good deal on something, they probably won't undercut themselves and give you a better deal like on actual Black Friday.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Dude, just hide your wallet. Like I'm looking through Slick Deals right now. There's already a lot of good deals right now. Just hide your wallet.
That's just Slick Deals
Hide
in
your
general.
kids. Hide your wife.
Hide your wallet.
So we actually got 2 more email messages that just didn't come through in Slack.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, wow.
So we got one from Nathan M. He says, more space game info. He says, hi guys, love the podcast. Please continue to give Owen a hard time.
Ouch.
Done. Consider it done.
He
Hold
says,
up. You're not wearing a hat today, Owen.
No, I comb my hair just for you guys
Why?
because my hats are dirty, and I
I
thought
miss
you were
your-
going to see them. But then
my
Jaron turned the
hat's
lights,
dirty.
and then Jaron turned the lights off, and I was like, I could have worn a dirty hat. Anyway,
What? You shouldn't be afraid of me.
I am.
He says, so Elite Dangerous plus VR plus hands-on throttle and stick, so joystick, is absolutely amazing.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a slacker playing the game, but that is the only real way to play that game. Nothing like being in a dogfight and able to look up and follow that ship you are trying to destroy. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, see, that's the big draw if you ask me about games.
oh, this is from Nate. I read this one.
Games that take place in a cockpit,
Thanks,
like a
Nate.
space
Yeah.
space
I played a
flight
Mech
game.
Warrior game. It
Or
was
a mech
awesome.
where you can look around the cockpit and see out the windows and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I'm just curious, since it's in space and you wouldn't feel the motion anyway since you're in space, would you get motion sick
It's
in
crazy.
VR?
I don't know.
The motion
Good
sickness,
question.
no, but it's weird how much the sound and like your visuals affect your equilibrium, which makes you feel like you're being pushed down, you're being pulled this way, that. Like there's times where like I was playing a Mech Warrior game and I was like turning right, and I almost felt like I had to like turn into it. If that kind of makes sense.
That's so cool.
That's way cool.
If they made a game like this, but with like, if they redid X-Wing in VR, you would never see me again at work.
You're all pale and a little shaky.
And there's a big raccoon lying around his eyes from the goggles.
Not because of sun, because of lack of blood flow.
That's right.
And we got one more from Spencer Knowlton. Hey, Spencer.
Hey.
Says, hey, guys, I apologize for bothering you. No apology needed.
Why is he apologizing?
I recently graduated from Dev Mountain's full stack web developer course in Lehigh.
Oh, cool.
I use the PERN, which means Postgres, SQL, Express, React, Node.js stack to create sites and apps. You guys seem to have your finger on the pulse of Utah's tech industry. What suggestions, advice, / help would you guys have for a new web dev grad that's trying to land an internship or junior dev job? It's really tough to get your first job, or maybe I'm looking in the wrong places. Thanks for all you guys do for us listeners.
Know your price. Like, charge what is actually worth your
I
time.
think he's talking about becoming an employee, not
shoot.
freelance.
Yeah.
Oh, darn it.
Who you know?
Yes, it's definitely, if you know people in that aspect of IT, that helps a ton. I don't really know anyone.
Build up
that
a good
does
portfolio
developers.
as far as like websites that you like, and then work them backwards. Make
Well,
websites that you like.
And I actually, where I work, we hired someone as a contractor and didn't pay him that much because this is his first job and he just wanted experience. He wanted to build his portfolio. And so maybe if you're not finding anything permanent, maybe throw yourself out there as a contractor and start out cheap.
Yeah, and there's definitely also, what is the word for those people that find jobs for people?
Oh, like those.
What are they? I can't think of it.
Temp-
Right
You
now.
made me
temp
forget
service.
about it. Yeah, temp service.
No, not a temp service.
It's a temp
No, but
service.
that would be good too because
Yeah.
a lot of companies will only need a developer, for a certain project, then they don't need them anymore.
Well, and Indeed.com is a thing around here too. I know a lot of
Yeah.
people that hire off Indeed.
I would say definitely get your resume on the websites like Indeed and keep your LinkedIn up to date.
Then don't be afraid to specialize too, because I know a lot of like web developers that specialize in like HTML5 email campaigns that have like video foundations in them, and so they know how to like optimize video in email campaigns, and for that's super valuable for marketing. So just feel free to like explore what you like. So if you like video, if you like video games, if you like whatever, see how that ties into what you already know. And then specialize, because make yourself a fingerprint.
yeah, we were looking for like a Salesforce developer, specifically
Do you guys
Salesforce.
use Salesforce?
Yeah, and it from what I heard, it was pretty hard trying to find someone that just fit that mold. So yeah,
Yeah.
specializing isn't a bad idea either.
So there you go. I don't know how much you can take from those suggestions, but
We tried.
You know,
Yeah, we tried
Maybe it's
and-
just like the
Also,
old
Costco's hiring.
maybe it's just like the old mixtape where you just go send out your resume to anybody and
yeah,
everybody.
there's definitely something
Just-
to be said for just pounding the pavement.
Yeah, just
and,
drop,
getting out there.
walk in and drop it, and
Yeah,
hope
and
for a callback.
there's so many companies hiring right now, especially in Utah, and it's really hard for companies to find everyone that they need. So just keep going, and you'll find
Yeah,
something.
Well,
you'll
like-
definitely get something.
Just work
Get some-
backwards. Just
yeah.
figure out like the company that you want to work for. Like if you want to work for like an eBay, an Amazon, a Netflix, something like that, it doesn't hurt to just go to those companies and be like, hey, what positions are you guys hiring for?
Yep.
This is what I do, but at least get your foot in the door.
Or find. I mean, LinkedIn's the big one, right? So LinkedIn, you're going to want to find somebody that works in that field, link them,
Yeah.
see if you can get the connection, and then ask advice, stay on their radar, post regularly, update your resume.
Squeaky wheel, buddy.
Yeah, be noticed. Really.
One thing to keep in mind, job hunting always sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter what, and we feel for you on that one. But
Yeah,
just,
employers can not give you the job for any number of reasons.
just keep at it, and you'll get there, man. We wish you the best of luck on that one.
Hey, would you follow up with us though?
Yeah,
Like
let us know
later
how you
on,
find, man.
shoot us an email and let us know how it all works out, because I'm curious to know
There's
for somebody who goes to Dev Mountain, like where you end up at.
the amount of technology companies just in the Lehigh area is crazy.
The Silicon Slopes.
And when you factor in also Provo and Salt Lake, there's just tons and tons. So
Well, he's
just,
definitely
just
in-
keep at it.
He's got job security now that he went to Dev Mountain.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. That place is really accredited. And most of the tech circles I run in, so since I work in the startup industry, I've worked at 3, and every one of them I've had people I know were actively going to Dev Mountain. So
Nice.
it seems to be churning out good
Dude,
good
even
results.
the graphic designers that I work with have gone to Dev
Yeah.
Mountain. I
Yeah.
think it's interesting.
And if any listeners out there have a lead or advice,
Yeah, send it over and
Yeah.
we'll forward it to.
We'll connect you up.
let us know.
Oh, we'll be your LinkedIn.
I'm still
Boom.
trying to remember the name of the people that find
A temp,
jobs for
a
other
temp
people.
service.
No,
a temp
no.
agency.
No.
Recruiters.
Recruiters. That's what it is.
So I have-
See if
so-
you can get in touch with some recruiters.
And the so, I mean, are you connected with any recruiters?
No, not currently, but
So-
I know a lot of people that are. So I would just have to
Recruiters
talk to them.
love people. So
Yeah, because
you'll-
people is what makes the recruiters mad.
well,
Exactly.
they just love having a huge like bench to
Yeah,
go
they
to.
like a big
I have
pool to- yeah.
like 3 or 4 recruiters that keep sending me stuff on LinkedIn. Like,
So what's the difference between a recruiter and a pimp?
nothing?
Not much.
They changed the name because the sex workers ruined it for everybody.
Thanks a
Oh,
lot.
I like how it's the sex. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
The sex industry, not the workers, I guess.
So the recruiter comes up to a company. You like what you see right here?
Yeah.
Yeah. He went
Yeah.
to Dev Mountain.
Yeah,
Yeah. You
Yeah,
can
you
code
like
the crap
that?
out of this crap.
Yeah, exactly.
You like what you see?
Yeah, they
Very-
start
Saving
wearing
money.
Very clean. Very clean.
maybe maybe
Very
it
nice,
wasn't.
very nice.
It was maybe it was the feather boas that started and the hats.
That was a big problem.
Maybe that's what really started. They're like, I don't want to work with no
Yep.
feather
Bow,
boa
chicka,
with
bow, 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 bow.
that walk step.
Yeah, you got to
All
wear
right.
some
Can't
kind
see
of
it, but I just
felt
did the
trench
step.
coat.
It was
with the
pretty.
boots?
It was
I
pretty
did
good.
I did the step in my seat.
Are they
But,
wearing
oh,
pants or are they wearing shorts?
It's both.
Yeah?
It could be both.
both.
Tearaway
So
nowadays.
Capris?
No, but the shorts are inside. They're never nudes.
Yep.
There's dozens of us.
literally dozens of us.
All right. Was that
The
was that
first-
One
Was
more.
that the-
One more quick email.
Oh, we did have another one?
Well, it's just I'm just curious. Has Movie Pass come back to bite you and charge you?
Oh, not me, because I never gave him my credit card.
Oh,
I bought
okay.
a 1-year subscription.
Oh yeah, the email from Cody Taylor.
Costco.
Yeah, Cody Taylor wrote in and said he sent us a link that said some people with Movie Pass have seen the charges show back up on their account.
How is that legal?
It's
it's
not.
an
definitely
oversight
not.
of them just like that somebody just said just don't turn off the auto renewal service and we're gonna get one more
I
paycheck.
showed you guys that YouTube video the last time I was here, right?
Yeah, that
The
was-
CEO.
Yeah.
So
I
funny.
just somebody as they were closing and locking up shop, somebody just said just don't turn off the auto renewal.
Don't turn that
server.
one off. Turn everything off.
It was like Office Space. You
but
know how
not
they
that
took
one.
the cents away?
Yep.
Like this is the same thing. Somebody just got a paycheck and is gone now.
Yep.
For our listeners, that video James referenced was College Humor, right?
Yeah, it's College
yeah.
Humor. It's
Movie
Pass
Pass
CEO.
It was so good.
It's seriously one of the best videos I've seen in a while. It's a play on the Movie Pass CEO and his degradation of character.
his fault.
His
I mean,
life.
his swirl
Fall
down
from
the drain.
fall from grace.
All right, let's talk about some gaming delays because there have been a lot of those in the last couple of weeks.
A ton.
Yeah.
I think the word
A
you're looking for
deluge.
is needed delays.
So that's the thing is we were mentioning earlier how many good games there are right now. Within the last, we'll say 4 months, here are high profile good games that have been released. Gears 5,
I forgot about Gears 5.
The Outer Worlds, Control, Borderlands 3,
Modern Warfare.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare,
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening on the Switch.
Luigi's Mansion 3.
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion 3 just came out on the Switch.
Oh,
So they were up to 8, I think.
There's more
Fingers.
too.
And there's some that I'm sure that we're just not remembering, especially if there's stuff from genres that we don't play that much, like sports games and things like that.
What? Sports?
Yeah, I don't know.
they don't make games of sports.
Sounds icky.
So the fact of the matter is, this happened. I've noticed that this happens near the tail end of every console cycle. You have these game devs that have been working on games for a couple years that they've been just tweaking and making.
Get it out before the
Yep,
new console.
And get it out
Go, go,
before
go,
the
go,
new
go, go, go,
console
go.
comes out.
Do you think they use it to sell that old console, the final rush?
Absolutely.
Ugh.
They know that they can sell a few more consoles now because they're cheap, and also the install base is really huge. So you're
Right.
going to sell more copies of the games.
Yeah.
But as far as gaming goes, it's great for us because we're in this time period right now where we have this deluge of awesome games.
Especially if you have a PC, because you're not locked to that console,
Exactly.
and because with Microsoft's push to play anywhere, console or PC,
it's
You're
literally
getting the Microsoft exclusives
Yeah.
on
It's
your
literally
PC.
the opposite of when a game
When a console launches.
where you're
Exactly.
tied to like 3 games.
Yep.
And so as a result, I think partly of that and partly of also trying to make the games better before they release them, several companies have released some announcements about delays on a lot of high-profile games that were supposed to come out this year. Jaron.
Yeah, so the first one was Doom Eternal.
So at first I was sad about this, but then I was like, you know what? I don't have time to play
With
it
the
anyway.
meat grappling
Exactly.
So are you
Yeah.
saying that they're delaying it on purpose to let these other games flame out?
So here's the thing: there's two reasons to delay a game, or move up sometimes.
Right.
In one aspect, either A, it's not ready and they don't feel confident in their product and they want to add.
You think
to it.
that's what this is, though?
I do, because Doom is a game with such a recognizable name that I don't think they need to worry about competition.
And we always complain about how new games are really buggy at launch.
Yep.
This is the way to fix it. Just delay
Delay it.
the stupid game.
And then the other reason they'll delay a game is if they feel like they can't compete with the stuff that's coming out at
Right.
that time as well.
Well, look at what happened to Titanfall 2 when that first came out against Battlefield 1.
Yeah, the same publishing company.
DICE basically ate itself.
You're right. Why did they ever do that?
Yeah, it was EA.
It was
Yeah,
such
so dumb.
No, it was DICE, wasn't it?
No,
Oh, it was
so-
EA. Yeah.
Yeah, but
EA
they're
owns DICE.
all published by EA.
So
I feel
Doom,
so bad for that game.
Doom Eternal, which I'm super excited about, is now going to be released in March 20th, 2020.
But they also are you going to mention what they included as a bonus if you pre-order?
Yeah, so they are including a remake of Doom 64.
Which a lot of people don't realize is actually a totally different Doom game. It's not Doom, it's not Doom 2, it's completely
Stop taking photos of me. Tony made fun of my chin at the beginning of the recording last time, so I'm covering it up. Stop taking photos of me.
We're gonna
Wow,
put,
you don't have any chin.
I
putting
know.
that now. The jacket just disintegrates it. Like he put on his headphones over his hat. Now he has his hoodie over his
wore-
hat
I
and
wore-
earphones.
you look worse than Grant Gustin in the Flash.
I don't know
costume.
who that is. Shut up.
That's bad.
So usually Jaron shoots me bad looks throughout all of the recording, so I wore a hat this time so I could just toot him out like picture in picture.
Is it working?
No, because he's taking photos of me and he's putting the camera low.
No, I'm just trying the new Deep Fusion pictures because that released today.
Dude,
on
look at the
iOS.
teeth. Every time you take the deep fusion, it makes my teeth look like they're made up of little honeycombs.
You're wearing a blue shirt,
That's
Owen?
weird.
blue shirt. Yeah,
Wow, I couldn't
Yeah.
even tell until I took the picture.
blue and orange. These are the colors I want our.
Wow,
These are the colors
that's
I
a
want
good
our
photo.
our gadget spot shirts to be.
So it's really dark in the
Can I tell
basement,
us-
and I couldn't tell it was
Actually,
blue
turn
until I
around really quick.
took the picture on the iPhone.
Zoom it.
All right, so let's focus this up a little bit.
All right,
Sorry.
so next game delayed, Last of Us Part 2, which is funny because they just announced the release date a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and they're already delaying it. And that's another one that, if you ask me, doesn't need to worry about competition
Yeah, that
around
one's
its release date. It
gonna
is a
sell.
highly anticipated game.
So
Well,
it was
it's
originally
highly-
going to
it's
be
Okay.
blah, blah,
No,
blah.
no, so
One of you talk.
it's highly
James.
anticipated, I feel like, in gaming circles. I mean, think of
Yeah,
the people
who
that-
else cares? These are games.
It's not highly anticipated
Shut up.
in the
I
fast
realized what
food
I
market.
said after I said it.
But
Keep
in
it
gaming
going.
circles, it's highly anticipated, guys.
I'm taking my stuff off.
No, don't.
All right.
I still can't see your chin.
I need to let
Shut up. Yes, you can.
I need to let James talk more, I think. All right, Jaren's turn.
Highly
So that-
anticipated on the
That game
Orphan.
was supposed to come out February 2020. Now it's May 29th, 2020, which is fine. Only a few months there.
Couple months, yeah, not
So since that was delayed, Ghost of Tsushima is also delayed because
which
that
is weird if you ask me.
because they're both exclusives to the PS4,
Yeah.
and I think one would have stolen the thunder, aka or a la the
wait,
Titanfall 2, and
was Ghost of Tsushima supposed to be in May of next year?
it was all rumored, but they were rumored to launch in first half of 2020.
Are we still? When's the PS5 coming out?
So they should be fine then if they still launched in the first half of 2020 because May is the. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking quarters. Okay,
It's
so
like
I
Disney releasing Solo like a few weeks after
Yeah.
Avengers
Okay.
Infinity War.
Solo.
I will never forgive them for that.
Okay, so
That was a marketing issue with that movie, man. They just
Also-
didn't push it at all.
Yeah.
Don't blame marketing.
so
thank
Owen,
you.
shut
Yeah.
up.
Ghost of Tsushima also delayed. Don't
Go-
pinch-
that sounds
don't
like
pinch
a-
his nips.
That's like a dish that you would eat at Sushiya. Ghost of Tsushima.
It's also a game well known in gaming circles,
Is it really?
highly anticipated.
Oh, shut up. That's what you did there. Go screw yourself.
And not to be outdone, Ubisoft announced delays to 3 of their games.
Oh,
Isn't that all of Ubisoft?
So
games?
Watch Dogs Legion, Gods and Monsters, and Rainbow Six Quarantine. It was all supposed to come out before March 31st, 2021. Now it's 2020. Now it's past
Pushed
that.
further back.
yeah.
Is Quarantine
I
a
think-
sequel to Siege?
I think it's just an expansion to Siege.
Oh, neat.
I think. Now, I believe this one is purely based on they don't feel like their games are ready or will be done by then because they really got hit hard by the new Ghost Recon. That new Ghost Recon is tracking terribly.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Rocky launch.
Ghost Recon Wildlands 2.
Why?
Do you think there's
It
just,
just
too
wasn't
many
good.
too many
Really?
Yep.
military shooters that are coming out and just kind of diluting the?
I don't think so because Ghost Recon Wildlands 2 was supposed to differentiate itself with the huge open world map and John Bernthal is the main antagonist.
Oh, I like John
and-
Bernthal.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
He's like the abusive stepdad I never had.
But always wanted.
I mean,
maybe needed. No. So yeah, I think they're getting a little gun shy after that, and they also admitted that Division 2 wasn't selling up to their expectations.
Did
They
Division
flat out admitted though that they didn't put out as good of a game as they wanted with Ghost Recon Wildlands 2.
Division 2 was cool. I played that a little bit. There was other good games I was playing
did
though.
Yep,
Division
I agree.
1 sell well?
Yeah, it did good. I don't think it did like
Because
gangbusters or anything, but I think
bought
it, did
it, but
well.
I never played past the 5-hour mark.
Yeah, same. I think I got about 7 hours in. And Division 2 I've had installed on my PC since it launched because it came with my I want to say it came with my RTX card. No.
Dang it, you get all the freebies.
I can't remember what it came with.
Stop getting free games.
I got it for free or really, really cheap, but I haven't played it at all.
Yeah, I played a few hours on the beta with a friend. It was fun.
So any more-
Delays.
Yeah, tons and tons of
Which
delays.
is totally fine. We
Yeah.
got all the good ones.
It's true, and there's nothing wrong. It's
Doom
one of-
Eternal is the only one that I'm mildly bummed about.
One of my favorite quotes is from Shigeru Miyamoto about game development. And he said, if you put out a bad game, it will always be bad. If you delay your game to make it better, then it can be good. Or something like that. That's,
Makes sense.
It was said a little bit more eloquently.
yeah,
but
much
yes.
more eloquently, I'm sure. No, it was a bad game will always be bad, but a delayed game can be good. That's what
Yes.
it was.
A little bit more eloquent.
Yeah,
like that.
I'm getting to that.
Eloquent.
So yeah, let's see. Also, I could have sworn that we had some more game news. Oh, just briefly mention that Death Stranding has been fully confirmed for PC.
You mean
That
the movie?
That surprised me.
Yeah, apparently I didn't know this, but apparently before they announced it, Kojima said he's working on a game that's going to be a PS4 PC game, and then he announced Death Stranding, and everyone just forgot that it was going to be for PC as well. Until October, 28th, he reminded everyone, oh yeah, don't forget, Death Stranding is going to be out on PC. It is going to be out later, though. It's coming out 2020, summer of
I
2020.
love how all the PC gamers, whenever there's new game news, they're all just like, and then
Nobody
just
can
like,
see you
Kind
nodding.
of like nodding their head,
Oh,
just
okay.
like okay, and then it's like, oh, also on PC, and you're like, what? What'd you
Yeah.
say?
Cool.
That-
Say my
oh
name?
yeah, that totally happens because all the good exclusives are on console.
Yeah.
And
So
so
they got to
when-
sell those consoles.
exactly. And so when you see a console exclusives come to PC, it's just like, yes.
I think the only way I'll buy that game is if it turns out to be like a 10 out of 10 type of
Well,
game.
yeah, that's what I mean. The nice thing is now that I know it's coming out on PC, I don't feel any pressure at all to get it on PS4. So that means it'll have been out for like 6 months before I even have the option to buy it.
Yeah.
So
I'm just excited to go online and watch the movie because it's just gonna be one giant movie.
you know how long that movie's going to be? Probably like 20 hours.
Yup. Well,
'Cause
isn't
that's how he
there-
rolls with
there's
his cutscenes.
There's a mode in that game that's like basically movie mode.
Yeah, they and he said he made it because of the actors in the game said that they don't know how to play games, basically. And so he made the easiest mode possible so that you can just basically enjoy the story. What it probably is push play now. And it plays like a 20-minute cutscene and it's like push X to continue.
I could press X. That's easy.
Act-
Which one is that?
Act 1.
I got it. I can push this.
Brings
This
up the controller on the screen. This one is X.
this is a fun game.
So I
I'm
do-
so good.
So I do have some gamer news in here, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the Bethesda one. Do you guys
Oh,
Fallout
yeah.
76? Have you guys played
Oh,
that?
my gosh.
I haven't played that at all.
So when it first came out, I played probably a good 5 to 8 hours
it's
of
free
it.
to play, right?
No,
Like-
no, it cost
oh.
me $60.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I thought that because it says it's an online game.
and it's too bad because it has such potential, but Bethesda just keeps taking a dump all over it for some reason.
So there were some limits inside the game, right? Like how much your
Stash can hold
stash and things like that.
People have been complaining about that for a long time, saying,
Yeah.
"Hey, why don't you patch this to make it?"
Well, they are
Better
but
for
with microtransactions. And so, what a concerned gamer did, is he went and found the domain for the new add-on service, and he purchased it.
It was still up for sale.
Yeah, it was still up for sale, and he
Bethesda
went
hadn't
out
bought it.
and purchased it for $25. And has effectively either they have to recode or halt, and he just wanted to do it to leverage, just to have a conversation on behalf of the gamers. He says, all I want, he's like, if they want to come get it from me, that's fine. I'll give it to them as long as
For
they,
$25.
he's like, as long as they have a sit down with me and talk about where Fallout 76 is going and the state of the game. And I'm
Yeah,
just
they're
like,
gonna do that
and
for
I'm like,
sure.
I'm like, dude,
He doesn't understand that
they'll
don't
just
care.
recode it.
Yep,
They'll add a 1.
yep.
They'll change something. They'll change the DNS.
They just don't care.
Anyway, he's like, I'm totally willing. I just think it's funny. I always love domain DNS grabs like that.
poachers.
I think it's the best because it shows such oversight by like these tech giants. Like Google had it happen.
Yep, a couple
where
years ago.
DNS records expire, and if you don't pay for them again, they go up for grabs immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And so somebody can swoop in. And can you imagine if they lost gmail.com, you know, to
Or
somebody,
Google.com.
or Google.com or something. And so sometimes the bigger tech companies will pay quite a bit of money to get that domain back from you, and
Yep.
and they have in the past for that. But I thought this was kind of a funny little gotcha that this just a concerned gamer, instead of writing like a sternly worded letter, he was like, I'm going to buy your DNS name, so you can't do that.
Well, and did you read what all this microtransaction stuff actually entails?
It's horrible.
So they've put these fixes or upgrades behind a
Paywall.
subscription
Yeah.
service paywall. It's $12 a month or $100 for the year, and it's oh, dude, it is bad. It's supposed to get you like a private server so that you and 7 of your friends can play in your own Fallout world.
Yes.
And then make your stash bigger for crafting items, ingredients, stuff like that. A few fixes like that.
Can you imagine if Minecraft did this?
Oh, dude, people would riot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, actually, I think Minecraft already does that for the servers, but it's a lot cheaper than $100 a year.
I did not know
$12 a month. And you also have the option to just build your own with Minecraft. You can't do that with Fallout 76. And so they've done all this stuff and then said, yeah, that'll be $100 a year or $12 a month.
For a game that you've already paid $60
For a game that you've already paid, it's $40 now, but a lot of people started out with $60, and we still haven't patched a whole bunch of bugs that you've been complaining about for a long time.
And apparently these private servers were already ransacked.
Yep.
When they first went up.
Exactly, they were reusing old instances that people had already played on of Game World, so you'd pay for these private servers, and you'd go in and start walking around, and the chests were
Somebody's
already
garbage.
looted.
Somebody's garbage. You're
Yep,
like-
there's stuff
like a-
already around.
Like a camp. Have you ever done that where you like walk into a campsite and you're
Yep.
like, somebody's been
That's
here.
somebody's garbage.
That's somebody's toilet paper.
There's dead bodies everywhere already of things that have been killed. It's crazy. Bethesda continues to drop the ball and basically spit in the face of loyal fans.
Yeah, and that's what he said. He's like, I've
For
been playing.
Fallout.
He's like, I've been playing Fallout 76 for a long time, but I haven't played in 8 months now because like he just is boycotting it.
Yeah,
right?
they keep.
He says if Bethesda ever came to asking for the domain, he would happily hand it over, although he did have one personal request. I would like to sit down with Fallout creator Todd Howard
Oh, that's
and
gonna
have a
happen for sure.
constructive discussion about Fallout First. He said, I care about their games
So
and
Fallout
the direction
First,
they are
Fallout
heading.
First is the name.
That's the name of the
subscription.
paid- Mhm,
So
Fallout First.
part of Todd Howard's routine in the morning is he gets out of bed, kisses his wife, gets in the shower, puts his arm up against it, lets the water trickle down his back, and think, I really wish that I could have a powerful discussion with one of my
constructive.
constructive
I
conversation.
need an interface between my games and the bank.
If
I mean,
only-
the gaming community.
If only
Yes.
one person
You know.
had the balls to
And so
reach out.
he says as a follow up quote, he says, "I would love to be the mediator between Bethesda and the gaming community."
This guy, does he have like
Who is he? He's the guy that owns their domain. So maybe if it's hard coded and it's going to be a ton of work and a lot of money to get that back, then maybe it's worth like they're like, who's this guy? I get. I
Jeez.
mean,
I
okay.
love the thought process of the naive thought process.
I was going to
of
say this guy is totally naive and full of himself. If he thinks that they'll even
But
consider,
you know what? Props
this
to him for
request.
at least trying.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
for
guess.
all the
I guess.
neckbeards that are out there that are like, I can't believe
This
this
neckbeard. This
neckbeard
neckbeard
did something.
Yeah, this neckbeard took
I will
action.
stand on my school cafeteria for all of us.
And he got lucky. But hey, that just paves the way. If somebody ticks you off, a company ticks you off, go see if their domain's for sale
See
and
if
buy
you
it.
can get that.
Yeah, for 20, he paid $27.46 for their
Go
domain.
do that.
And you know what Bethesda's doing? They're firing somebody that let a $27
Exactly.
oversight.
Some guy just
Somebody
lost his
went.
job.
We didn't buy that domain before we coded it into the system.
Whose idea or whose responsibility was buying that domain? Who was that?
Well, Steve was out of town on vacation.
Steve?
TobyMaguire.com.
Pack your stuff, Steve.
Let's see if that's available.
Nope.
But Bethesda, shame on you for
Yeah.
letting this game be bad.
And another.
but please don't screw up Doom Eternal. I love you for
Well,
that.
luckily Bethesda isn't developing Doom Eternal. They only publish it. So,
Which it's
We're
a bummer that you have
okay.
to say thankfully.
yeah, right?
They've done so much good in this world, but
It seems like they even though all of their games always launched really buggy and took a long time to actually get most of the bugs ironed out, they still had like all the goodwill of gamers.
They've got loyal fault. They've got a loyal following.
Everyone was still totally up for whatever Bethesda had to offer until Fallout 76. Fallout 76 came out and everyone was just like, "What are you doing?" And they have lost fans in droves because
well, it's the
of
same
that
thing
game.
with Blizzard. Outside of even the Hong Kong stuff, that reaction that they had with the mobile only.
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. And that started back with Diablo 3 in the auction house, which they eventually completely patched out of the game. Do you remember the auction house?
No.
So there was, and when Diablo 3 launched, there was a player-based auction house where you could farm gear.
Isn't that like World of Warcraft?
Similar, yeah.
Okay.
You could farm gear and then sell it to other players for
Like
in-game gold.
Oh, cool.
And do it that way. But then there was also an option to buy gold with real money. So you could just buy really good equipment that
Yeah.
other people farmed. And people freaked out about that. And
it's pay to win
eventually
at that point,
it made it
yeah.
pay to win, exactly. And eventually they just patched it out completely, got rid of it. And so
The
they,
auction house completely?
Yep. They
Oh, it's
totally
not-
took it out of the
that's a
game.
bummer.
Doesn't even exist anymore. And so they got some goodwill back at that point, and then I think they got quite a bit of goodwill with Overwatch at first, up until recently,
Oh,
because
yeah.
everyone loved Overwatch.
Overwatch is such a good game, and that was
But then the
genuinely
Diablo
giving it
mobile,
up was like it was literally the least you could do. But
the Diablo mobile stuff was where the tides began to turn.
yeah, but they can't hear people over the mounds of money they're gonna make.
On
Like,
what?
I can't hear you
I
over the
hear-
beeping of
Do you
the.
guys hear something behind that giant wall of money?
No, I don't hear
No.
anything.
Sounds like
Here, let's go
screaming
swim in
and
our
gnashing
Scrooge
of
McDuck
teeth.
Vault.
But sounds like people rending their clothing. Oh well,
It's
cares?
probably not.
It's just like Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight proves every time. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become
That's
the villain.
the truest thing ever. That's why we
Yep.
can't be immortal. I
We'd
would
all become
I mean,
villains.
all I'm striving to do is become a villain. I just hope that I get far enough along in
there.
the process that I'm rich enough to pass on some of my villain winnings to my children.
I see.
Yeah.
Through crypto.
to speed their ascent to villainy.
Yeah. I don't know if that's going to work so well with your crypto.
I know.
I
I'm
think-
working backwards
I think
there.
you need more confidence to become a villain.
Yeah. Yeah,
like
like
how
I said,
you just gave
I'm
into
Gen
that, too.
I'm Gen 1 in my family, so I'm hoping my kids are Gen 2 that
Yeah.
have the confidence.
Confidence will build each generation.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And soon we're the Waltons and it's fine.
All right. Is there anything else you guys want to hit on? We've our time has pretty much expired.
Well, we got a BS and a freaking invisibility cloak.
The
Wow.
invisibility cloak was pretty cool. Let's talk about that.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
I just want to point out one thing real quick. Gadget Pipe basically said he was wrong about the FCC. That's it.
Oh,
Read
great.
the article. Read the article. That's we're just going to put that in there. You can
Somebody
go look in the
needs
show
to
notes.
Open a dentistry and take his teeth.
Hey, no. Anyway,
Usually when people get veneers, their teeth become
they're like
more
they're like we
obtrusive.
gave you the Gadget Pie.
But now, if he were to go
Treatment.
get veneers, his teeth would get smaller because they're already so
So-
big.
Dude, his teeth
Okay.
are like little freaking mini
10 second clip notes. He tried to stop. So he threw away all of the regulations.
Right.
Then the state said, well, you're an idiot. And they tried to put their own in, and they did put their own in place. He tried to sue them to stop them. The judges basically said, you gave up your ability to control this when you threw out the rights that you already had to control this. And so states can now regulate their own bandwidth. And he said he basically admitted that it would be better to have had the FCC control it in the first place than to let every state govern itself.
No crap, Sherlock.
That's what happens when
That's what he had before.
Yeah, when you give up your rights to line your pockets with big ISP.
What did you think?
Money.
Nobody was going to say? No, you thought that nobody would stand up and do it themselves? That's the whole point of the states, like and their local government. Anyway.
Yep.
But he doesn't understand how our system is set up, and he doesn't know how capitalism works. Him and his stupid Reese's cup.
All right, let's talk about this invisibility.
All right, so Canada's hyper stealth biotechnology
You say Canada?
organization, they patented this new quantum stealth material
Speaking of villainy,
that can disguise soldiers, tanks, aircraft, blah, 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 by making anything behind it seem invisible. And I'm going to show this YouTube video to the panel here, which you guys should check out in the show notes. It's just freaking amazing.
is this live? This isn't rendered.
Yeah, this is live. So it's just...
That's just someone printed out a picture of a wall, and hung the canvas, and you walk behind the canvas.
Hold on, before you turn into a hater, that's
now,
what I thought.
Check this out. It's like the sheet of plastic or sheet of thick plastic, and it bends light around it. And so everything's blurry behind it, but it actually hides.
Yeah,
like,
do you see
full
that hides the thermal imaging as well?
And so, it's not a full invisibility cloak. It's blurry
it's like
slightly.
Super high quality camouflage.
Yeah.
So take a privacy screen that you would buy for any monitor and tape it at the top of your head and run around. It refracts the light in different
I'm
angles.
glad that we
So
worked that out together.
So the further away you are from it,
The better it is.
The better it is, looks like. So if you're really up close, it doesn't work too well. But if you're like a few inches or a few feet away...
Or if you're like in a spy drone or something.
Look at that guy. Look
Like
at his
this-
facial
okay,
expressions
so
if he's not going to make $1 billion.
That's interesting. I'll say.
That hallway example is amazing.
Yeah.
Is it made of a metamaterial like the other light bending technologies and
I think
things
it's
have
made
been?
up of whatever those little hologram things that you would tape onto paper, and so they would move just a little bit.
So they make like a light.
just
There's like
plastic.
a light bending metamaterial that takes light and sends it around an object
Yeah.
like that. Actual light particles.
The problem with those metamaterials is they're really hard to manufacture.
Yeah, right.
You know, and so you end up with, we could do this.
to
but
scale, you could get one cloak for $3 billion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
maybe,
so
maybe this one will be cheaper.
they say
I like
that
the infrared picture there.
it
too,
works
though.
by bending the light around a target to make it seemingly disappear.
It's cool that it does it with like the thermal mapping too. So like if if somebody's standing behind it, they shoot like a thermal imaging map, and you can't see them. They're gone. Boop.
Boop.
Cool.
This is not the future in which I thought we were going to get. I mean, it's still pretty all right, but not.
It's pretty all right.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Any type of where we're getting to the science where we can bend photons. I like that with
Well, you're not bending. You're not bending the photon.
manipulating photons.
You're,
is,
you're changing its
tra-
direction. It's moving.
trajectory, right?
Yeah,
Because we only
trajectory.
see what's reflected back at us, right?
Right.
That's
I was
how.
hoping for the torpedoes, but
But also with light, I like it in networking and security, where they're starting to put like a security packet on fiber optic communications, so that if that packet is read, or if that photon is picked up before the intended target, and this is they're using quantum something quantum for this, but
Something quantum.
I can't remember the name. I'm not that much of a scientist. I just flagged it in my brain as some
dark side.
Anyway, and it shat like that photon gets altered and broken or whatever, and then that
Oh, wow.
then they know that it's been opened or
tampered with.
tampered with before after it gets there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so there's some really cool technology going on like that.
Cool.
That is all.
All right. I think we're done. Thanks for listening to the end. We appreciate it, and we hope you enjoyed it. And go ahead and feel free to drop us a review or an
Speaking of
email or
dropping
something.
reviews, if you need to clean off your butt,
Drop a deuce.
Jared, where can we find it?
BioBidet. Go to their website, Google BioBidet, and use code GadgetSpot in their store to get 10% off. And it stacks. So Black Friday deals coming up, which I'm sure they'll have.
Yep.
Get an extra 10% off.
Make
So-
sure you take care of your Black Friday at biobidet.com.
That's right. Clean your tushy.
Just send that right to the bank.
All
That was
right.
good.
They got a
James.
couple of modes where it's
Well done. Well done.
all right, clean, super clean, and recreation.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Right on. Owen, why don't you Kill this one.
I'm not gonna
Hey.
I'm not gonna interrupt you this time.
We hope you care.
Gadget Spot.